the Smokers Haven Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm Z here with Andy.
What's up?
And Coop.
What's going on?
And today we're talking Dynasty startups.
Woo, woo.
Yep. Getting to be that time of year. People are running their startups, getting new leagues started. I'm in way too many.
How many up to now?
8, I think. Well,
No,
best ball draft. 29.
Okay.
29.
29.
Probably going to be 30 after the show.
Yeah, I'm thinking I might do that Greyhound tonight.
Do what he's going to do. He's not thinking he is.
$35, single entry, fast drafts only. That would be kind of fun to follow. There's only like 6,000 entries. Be one of 6,000 to be in it. Kind of keep track during the year, see how it goes. Be a bigger one than all the $3 ones I'm doing. Today we're talking top 12 tight ends, top 12 quarterbacks. But first we'll go over to Coop for some news.
Who dares enter the sacred and awesome presence of the everlasting know-it-all?
All right. Starting off, Nico Collins getting paid.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you made some money off one good year.
3 years, 75? Or
3 for 72.
3 for 72, that's what it was.
Or it's kind of basically 4 for 75 because he's got his last year of his second round deal or whatever it is, third round deal, whatever it was.
Third rounder. So
he's good though. That team's gonna be good. So he earned it.
let's see. Any other things?
Tariq Cohen signed with I think the Jets.
I have no idea.
I think it was Jets. They're talking for kick returns. They expect to have, I think they said 100, but I mean you should have 80 to 90 kick returns every year.
At least.
Now that they're kind of incentivizing returning the ball and not taking fair catches.
Yeah. You don't get the advantage. And then they penalize you for touchbacks more, I think, too, now where you get it at the 30.
It'd be great. Instead of commercial, fucking kickoff, commercial. It'd be like, hey, kickoff's coming. Hurry up, get back. Might see a touchdown again, like we used to.
Looks like Jawan Jennings signed an extension.
With the 49ers. Are they going to trade Debo?
Maybe.
Why are they signing another receiver? They drafted a receiver. I think they're going to sign Ayuk eventually.
Yeah, 2-year deal that'll keep him in through 2025, worth up to 15.4 with 10.5 guaranteed.
So I mean that's a
decent deal.
contract for a fourth receiver.
Third. They list him as the
He's
third.
ahead of Ricky Pearsall.
Yeah. Well, you got to think he already knows the offense. He is a
True.
restricted free agent going in. So it was one of
There's
those
a lot
things.
of depth if they do want to trade Debo.
So, but it'll be interesting to kind of see. It also allows them, if something does happen in an injury, they're probably not going to take as big of a hit than to their lineup.
Yeah, that's an expensive receiver room.
It is. But when you're paying Brock Purdy pennies on the dollar as it is right now, so get it out of the way while you
About
can.
what he's worth.
Oh, taking digs. Taking digs. Oh, what do you think, Andy?
Try not to. It hurts.
You think Brock Purdy should get paid more, or
When he does something, yeah.
you don't think what was it, NFC Championship game is good enough?
No.
Yeah, it wasn't him though.
Well, it wasn't him at all.
That
Christian
coaching
McCaffrey.
in that defense.
Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah. Healthy McCaffrey is pretty incredible.
All right. But that's about all we got on news today.
Dun, 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 dun. Throw that off.
All right. Jump into the tight end rankings.
Yep. We'll go tight end first.
Alrighty.
All right.
So we've got our consensus rankings. We'll reveal them here one by one. We're going to start at the top. So tight end 1, no surprise. We got Sam Laporta.
Yeah, we do.
All of us had him at 1. Yeah, it's pretty hard to go against. He's 23.5.
And he's a stud.
He was a stud last year.
Yeah.
We'll say he had a lot of touchdowns. Those aren't the
Always.
stickiest of stats. Those can fluctuate. but he is very good, and he's young, and it's a position that there's just not a whole lot of that. So pretty easy number one, I think, for all of us.
Who do we got at number
Number
2?
two,
Dun, 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 dun.
Trey McBride.
Yep, that's what I got.
It's not what I got,
That's
but it's what we got.
Yeah. that is what we got right here. Getting 24 and a half. Had a stellar year.
Yeah, he did.
He's getting some more weapons on the outside,
Once
which could help open him up even a little bit more.
once Zach Ertz went down, Trey McBride really stepped up. He was getting targeted a ton.
And I think you're going to continue to see that because, yeah, they've got better talent on the outside now, but it's still really young talent.
Hold on.
But it's just going to
with
open
Wilson
things
and
up for him.
Harrison, so.
Let me think about who you're. Oh, I know you're number 2. Okay.
I have him at 3, but still, I mean, plenty high. I like him this year.
So
I do.
I've been drafting him in
I like
best
him
ball in
next year,
spots,
too.
especially when he falls to the 5th.
Unless something like really bad happens to him, and yeah, I like him next year and the year after that.
Yep, at least a couple.
That's why he's number 2 on my list.
All right, number 3.
This is where I got Pitts.
That's where we've got Pitts.
Yeah. So far, yeah.
and he's got the 1, 2, 3 so far.
Yep. 23, just over 23 and a half. Not a great year last year. I mean,
Last
Pitts
2
truth
years.
is we're gonna blame it on Ritter, blame it on
Mariota,
the coach,
blame it on Atlanta.
Arthur Smith. Just overall, not a good situation for a very good player. That's what I say. Some say he is what he is. So
We'll see. This should be a year. We've got an upgrade at quarterback, so we'll find out.
we're definitely gonna find out. I don't have him quite this high, but again, consensus, that's where we got him.
Come on, number 4. Boom, baby.
Mark Andrews at 4.
Fuck
He's a little
yes.
older tight end. Here.
28.
Yeah, almost 29.
But he's a stud.
He is very good when healthy.
Yeah. That's about his only issue I really see is his health.
Yep.
But a lot of it is just, it's freak injuries. I mean, just they're shit you can't predict. So you just hope he doesn't have anything like that.
He's on a great offense.
What
yeah.
are you doing? What are you doing, Coop? How are you going to let your boy Pitts at 4? That's messed up.
Trying not to be a homer.
No, because I think Andrews, when healthy, he already has the chemistry with Lamar. I think
Yeah,
he's just better for a startup dynasty. I think you're going to get a little bit more consistency out of Andrews than
He's had a
kind
tight
of what
end
you would have with Pitts.
the tight end one season before. So
Who do I got
that's
at
in his
number
range.
5? Oh, yeah. I probably don't got this one.
Number 5,
I probably don't got this one. No.
Brock Bowers. This is mostly me.
9.
Boost him up. I've got him at 2.
I got him at 9.
He's 21 and a half.
Plays for the Raiders. They have
He's a
Justin
rookie.
and
Yeah.
Devontae Adams.
He didn't land in a great spot,
No quarterback.
but he's a dominant tight end.
Yeah, I put him at
And-
5 just because he has that ability to be a dominant tight end. But as Andy said, he's on the Raiders, so
Yeah.
that automatically dropped him down for me just because I don't know what you have for quarterback play.
Oh, it hurts him for year 1, no doubt.
Yeah, so or even going into the year after that, because if it's a rookie, then you still got growing pains, even though they tend to throw more to the
I
tight
was going to
end.
say, rookie might
But
lean on him.
It's still going to be a lot harder though with a rookie quarterback, and so that's where I think it could be that year 3, 4 before you really start to see that value with him.
Yeah, the situation wasn't great. With tight end, I'm just shooting for that super upside. I want the tight end 1 for 6 years, like Kelsey or whatever he's been.
Yeah,
I think Bowers has it in him. We'll see.
it could be him and Laporta fighting for that 1-2 for the next few years. And if Pitts has a quarterback, you could throw him up into that mix too.
Yeah, they're all super young.
So, all right.
What
That
about
was
you?
5. So we on 6. Dalton Kincaid.
Boom!
24 and a
5 out of
half
6. 5 out of 6.
average. I mean, had a decent year last year. I mean, rookie. I mean, split a lot of time with Dawson Knox,
He was taken before Laporta in basically every draft.
which is crazy.
Well,
Not really.
I
He was
mean,
going to Buffalo.
He was taken before him in the real draft too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, Laporta had a great year last year, but for a rookie, Kincaid had a pretty decent year. Diggs is gone. So he definitely outperformed Dawson Knox.
Yeah.
He is the number 1 tight end there.
Yeah. And let's see, too. I mean, with Keon Coleman, you might see a lot more 2 tight end sets now, too. I mean, just with how they've changed in that wide receiver room.
There's no question about the quarterback of the future there.
Yeah.
He's linked to Josh Allen for the foreseeable future.
So, yeah, he's definitely got a lot of upside, and especially with Josh Allen, who's, if you can get open, he'll get you the ball. So,
And he's actually tied with Bowers for 5 there. Him and Bowers are both
right there.
tied in the consensus rankings. I just gave Bowers the
your
edge
guys.
because he's 3 years younger.
Your guys' rankings.
Yeah. I have Bowers at 2, Kincaid at 4. Coop has Bowers at 5, Kincaid at 6. Andy Bowers at 9, Kincaid at 6. All averages out to be the same for both players.
Number 7.
7, yep. This is where we got Old Man Kelsey.
Oh, that's right. I had him at 5. See, after 4, that was it. Like, after that, I didn't care.
Yeah.
So here's my feeler ups for my year or 2. So I
I
have him at
like
5.
Kelsey, but again, he's getting up there in age, so you know when you're taking him, you've only got him for a couple years.
At best.
Yeah.
You've
at
got him
best.
for 2 at
7,
best.
2, yeah.
And he's a win now piece, no doubt. If you're taking Travis Kelsey, you're going for it.
Yeah, you're trying to win now. If you're not trying to win that first year and you want to build, don't take Travis.
Don't take Kelsey. Take any of these other guys before that, except maybe Andrews. But even Andrews is probably okay. He's young enough. He's got a few years left for sure.
Yeah. All right.
So yeah, that was Kelsey at 7. We were all pretty close on him. Let's see, number 8. I don't even know what these are. So Cole Kmet.
25.
So this
about
is where our
25
tight end
yards to
rankings
start?
get crazy. Because if you look, Coop's at 9, Andy's at 15, I'm at 13.
Yeah. I had to put him
Consensus,
down.
he's at 12, 12.33. But that makes him our number 8 tight end. That's how messed up the rest of these rankings get. So
Well, Caleb's got some weapons outside of the tight end spots.
he does. He has a lot of other targets to throw
Got
to.
2 receivers.
3.
Well,
Got
I mean-
Rome. He's got
I mean, they
Keenan
just
Allen.
picked up, though. They
Oh,
already
yeah.
had DJ
2 new
Moore.
ones to add to DJ. Yep. DeAndre Swift.
Yeah.
Roshan.
And they,
Herbert.
Gerald Everett.
Yeah,
I just think
Everett.
that there's so many weapons that Kmet could get lost, but that could also help him in that offense. That's kind of where that pushed him up there a little bit for me.
in long term, I think he's a good tight end.
Yeah.
So
I mean, he's only
that's
25.
I am
so he's
just
still got-
outside my tight end 1 territory.
So I think he could be viable.
It's like March Madness.
Yeah,
He
he
just
could
made
absolutely.
mine.
Yep, he could be touchdown dependent a little bit maybe this year, but I don't think Keenan Allen's long for the league.
No, this is probably his last year.
It might be his last year with the Bears too, or his only year with the Bears, I should say. Maybe he goes somewhere else, but
All right. So that was tight end. That was 8.
8. So we're on to 9.
Yeah.
This
Ooh.
Jake Ferguson.
7.
Ferg.
I had him
Andy.
at 7.
Yeah, go ahead. Talk about Jake Ferguson. 'Cause
I don't
you're
know,
way
talk-
higher than
I
everybody
don't want
else.
to talk about him, but he's pretty solid. He's been solid the last 2
Yeah,
years.
plays for a good team.
Nah, he's like, yeah. No.
Linked to a
Nah,
good
nah.
quarterback. I wish I could
He's
say
only
linked to a good
25 or
quarterback long
26.
term, but not
But-
yet.
Yeah.
25. Yeah, he's 25.
Yep, 25 and a half.
That's where I kind of, he's on that edge to me. He was like, if you, him or Kittle.
Okay, no.
It was just kind of for me, just because, again, I don't know that quarterback situation for him. And to me, with Kittle, it's kind of like, okay, he's getting on that 30-plus side. How many more years does he have? So,
Yeah, I like Ferguson. I got him at 11. Like at this point with tight ends,
yeah, it's a
whatever.
crapshoot.
Take your shots. Most of them are probably not going to pan out for long term.
But again,
But he
as
looked
a
good last
startup,
year,
though,
so.
and especially as a startup, you want to try to get a tight end that maybe adds a few years, but still is going to be a starter and has a chance.
He's on a good offense.
Yep.
He's got Schoonmaker. I don't know if that guy's going to take any work from him this year. Second year guy
Coming.
So they spent a decent pick on him last year.
What was that, a third?
I think so.
All right. So
What are we at? 10?
Yep.
Number 10.
Luke Musgrave. I had that 10.
Yeah, I got him at 14.
Yeah, I
So
got
that's a
him
good
a little
spot, I
lower
guess.
at 17, only just due to the number of targets and weapons on that team.
Yeah. Again, young guy. I mean, he's 23, he's super young. So I think he has a chance to continue to develop. Another guy who's probably on here, Tucker Kraft, is going to be the only thing where I'm just not sure who to really rank ahead of whom.
Well, I think Musgrave was hurt last year. They took him higher in the draft. I imagine they look at him as a above Tucker Kraft.
Yeah.
But he looked decent, and when he was healthy, he just wasn't. He only played 10, looks like maybe 11 games. He
Yeah,
played
something like that.
2/3 of a season.
So
Yeah, so
Number
10,
11.
Luke Musgrave, linked to a good quarterback long term. Both of them will be there at least the next few years. So. All right, number 11, we got Dallas Goedert.
Did you look at my list or something when you did yours?
Nope, I did not. We both had ours done before. All three of us turned ours in without looking at each other. So shows how crazy different tight end is. Because Coop, you got him up at 8.
yeah, I think he's still going to be he's in a good offense. I think he's going to maybe have a little bit more opportunity because teams are going to have to really focus on really the outside and Saquon now, which is really could help, I think, Goddard's in that offense and allow him to be a little bit more explosive.
I think he's 29 and a half, and he just kind of is what he is. He'll get you a decent amount of points, but he's not going to win you weeks.
No, but he's still a solid tight end.
Yeah, I have him at 18, Andy 17. You got him way up at 8. Should trade you Dallas Goedert if I had him anywhere.
I will trade you.
Again, that's for a startup.
Yeah.
So.
What is this last one then? Number 12?
Sure.
Number 12. Oh,
Ben Sinnott.
Ben Sinnott.
Bam.
21.
Who am I missing?
We were actually similar on him. 14, Andy 16. We were both 14, me and Coop.
Yeah, he's going into that starting situation. Looks like they're in Washington.
He'll probably be second to Ertz, at least to open camp.
More than likely, but
I
I
don't
still
know how
think
long that'll last, but
I think he takes over.
maybe before the season
Yeah,
starts.
maybe
honestly.
if not, probably shortly thereafter, because Ertz will probably get hurt as he does every year, and then Sinnott will take over. And
He's moving up the best ball draft boards, that's for sure. People are starting to talk about him a lot more than they were pre-draft. I didn't know who the guy was pre-draft.
do we just want to look at the rest of them here real quick?
Yep, we'll go ahead and reveal the remaining guys. 13 through, I think, like 20, 21.
13 through 20.
So, yeah, Kate Otten was next. I held him down, I guess. You guys both had him at 12. I had him at 20.
Who?
Kate Otten.
I like him.
Yeah.
He caught on to that chemistry
does
with
that say
Baker towards
30?
the end of the season.
So if they weren't on the list,
Oh, okay.
I just had to have a placeholder so it wasn't dividing by nothing.
I only got 130.
So I was like, well, we ranked to 20, some to even more. If they weren't on that, I'm putting them all the way down at 30 just to really ding them.
We're
So
pretty
if you see a
close.
30, it doesn't actually mean someone's crazy and rank Hawkinson at 30. Did
It's
have
just-
him off
He
as
just
20,
didn't rank
though.
him. He didn't rank him.
So that's the one massive difference. I have him at 7. Andy has him at 8. Coop did not rank him, so he ends up 15 on our consensus list. He's going to be 27 when the season starts. Yeah, he's hurt. Probably going to miss the first half of this season.
At least the first half.
Quarterback situation is iffy because we don't know how good J.J. McCarthy is. We know how not good Sam Bradford is. So
He sees ghosts.
yeah, he's not good. So it's on J.J. to if he's good.
Sam
then-
Bradford.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold.
Oh,
Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold.
Yeah, Sam Bradford is
They're
not
both terrible. Bradford was actually better than Darnold.
I don't know. Bradford never played.
I don't know where I came up with that. They both suck. It's really JJ's team. So, and I like Hawkinson. He's always been a good tight end. Just, man, when he gets hit, it's like every time he gets tackled, it's like, oh, shit.
What's he going down?
Hope he
with
gets
now?
up. Like, every time. How do you get hit so hard every time?
Again, though, that's why as a startup, I wouldn't want to take him this year for a startup unless it's something like uber late. But yeah,
I disagree
Be a second tight end. take him.
strongly. I would take him if I was not quite in like win now. Like if I was kind of punting, as they say, like
Yeah.
you're in a startup, you're looking at what do they call that? Struggle something. I forget how they put it. It's basically you're not going all out to win. You're not trying to win, but you are looking more towards year 2. I can't remember how
Struggle
they put that.
early to win later.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yep. Making sure, in startups, if you're drafting draft picks and stuff, getting future capital. And
Makes sense.
I would take Hawkinson in that case. Or if somehow you can get him as your tight end too in a startup. If somebody there's a bunch of people like you in there that are taking tight end, I'd take him as a second one. After that, though, Dalton Schultz, Pat Fryermuth. Kittle is another one. You have Kittle on your list. I have him at 9, Andy at 11. He's old, though.
He is.
He's 30.6. He's still good. They have a ton of weapons there, though. I'm not high on Kittle, although I do have him
And
at
he's
9.
had a
You
lot
are-
of touchdowns
you
the last
are-
2
yeah,
years.
I'm the highest. That's true. I have him at 9. That's only because as tight ends go, after a certain point, you just take the best one, and regardless of age, because you're going to be replacing them anyways. I don't see age for these later tight ends as being that big of a factor.
No,
That's how
I'm
I
only
look
going to
at
use
it,
him for
so.
a year or two. So.
Yeah. So Njoku, me and Andy both had him at 10. Again, that was a tight end that didn't make Coop's list. Knocked all 3 of our top 12 out of a
He's
list.
got 1, 2, 3,
But
4.
all those guys we just talked about, actually Sinet and Otten are tied. But then Hawkinson, Schultz, Fryermuth, Kittle, and Njoku all within 1.67 of each other in our consensus rankings. So they're all right there in that group. And then it's Evan Ingram and Tucker Kraft, just so I could have all our top 12s on here.
Yeah,
Me and
so-
Andy didn't have Tucker Kraft at all.
No.
I figured. As soon as I was like, yeah,
South Dakota kid.
Hold on a second.
Homer,
Hold on.
actual Homer.
Let me go look. Because, I did actually put 5 on the outside looking
Yep.
in. And nope, Tucker Kraft still didn't make that.
Nope. I ranked those ones.
Mine?
When I was doing those, I put them at 21 through, I think, 25 or something,
Oh.
just to see if they were on the list. I think there were some people in between here. They just weren't on anybody's top 12, so I erased them because they were meaningless.
Trying to see if there's anybody on there.
Meaningless.
Yeah, my
Quarterbacks.
last one.
Quarterbacks.
Bum, bum, bum,
I don't
bum.
know. We didn't really talk about how we were thinking about quarterbacks, but I was thinking about it as a single quarterback league,
Yeah.
not super flex.
Sure.
I didn't quite understand what that difference would be,
I just did PPR.
but thinking about it in super flex, you might be a little bit more conservative because QBs just
So you have to
matter so
have-
much more.
Yeah.
That if you take one you're not quite sure on and it doesn't pan out, it really sets you back. Single quarterback, take a shot, doesn't work out, try again. It's not as big a deal.
Yeah. So might as well start with the number 1. I think kind of everywhere, everybody kind of has this consensus number 1 on everybody's draft boards there with Josh Allen.
Yep. Tough to go away from it. And he's constantly been number
consistent.
1 in scoring. He has the rushing upside. The one question on him this year is no digs. So
Yeah, he doesn't have that dominant wide receiver.
Yeah, you won't have
But
that diva.
you didn't need him
chirp,
last
chirp,
year.
chirp, chirp,
No.
chirp, and then
the second
it
half of
can't
the
hear.
year, he didn't really do shit except complain. So
So we'll see what happens. So
I like Josh Allen. You can't say much else about him. He puts up a ton of points just
and,
over and over.
and you know he's going to be there.
It's one of the most consistent quarterbacks, or the most. So, yep, that's who I'd start with in a startup.
Who we got at number 2? Patty Mahomes. All right.
No rushing upside, but man, is he consistent. Last year was an off year.
Oh, Steve's already gone off the tracks.
But for the most
Yeah.
part, I mean,
Don't tell me you put
For the
Jalen
most part,
Hurts.
this guy is just constantly
Taylor
puts up
Swift
points.
is number 3 is who I put.
Why would you do that? She's like number 6 on my list. She's 6 and 8.
Oh, I hope
Add
this
me
is a
to
new
make
year, and that doesn't have to be a part of it.
Let's hope. Going on to number 3.
Number 3.
I don't remember who I
I like Mahomes with the new weapons too.
Yeah,
Worthy and Hollywood.
and still got Kelsey.
He'll get Rice back halfway through the year.
Maybe. if they keep him.
If he stays,
I
out
think
of
he has a
legal
bounce
trouble.
back year. He'll be a lot closer to Josh Allen in total points than he was last year.
We'll see. Number 3, Lamar.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is where we reversed. Coop had Mahomes at 3, Jackson at 2, and Andy and I had the opposite. He's a stud.
He is.
27.5. Rushing upside.
Yeah, he's to me the only one who would have that potential, I think, to really be the number 1 just because he has so much more upside now, especially with Derrick Henry being there. 'Cause
Should open
teams-
up running lanes.
Yeah.
I don't know. That doesn't seem fair when you
What I
think
don't
about
like
it.
about the Mark Andrews thing.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
not gonna, he's not going to get a lot of shares anymore.
they're going to be on the ground a lot running because what are you going to do?
You
You get 4 downs to get a first down. You have to stop Lamar and Derrick Henry 4 times to not get 10 yards. Good luck.
Some people can't even do that once.
Yeah. Good luck. Derrick Henry just running you over, and then all of a sudden you're tackling him and he doesn't have the ball, and Lamar Jackson's running free somewhere. Like,
50 yards down the field because he's that fast.
this offense could be pretty incredible this year.
All right, let's go on to number 4.
Come on.
Yahtzee. CJ Stroud. All right.
Well, I got him at 5.
You got him the highest.
Yep.
Coop.
Again, as startup, he's so good. He's got more weapons. I think he could have that ascension year as long as he continues. And he looked really good last year. I think he's just going to continue to progress and get even better. So
Yeah, he got to add Diggs. I think the bigger add though is Joe Mixon. Gets himself a good running back. I really like Joe Mixon. But I kind of think last year was CJ Stroud's ceiling or close to his ceiling. He doesn't give you that rushing upside. He could probably get a little better, have a few more touchdowns. I just don't see him as like a 40 touchdown passer. And without the rushing upside, I mean, he's good. I have him at 6. I just can't put him in that top tier of the elite quarterbacks.
we'll see. Because again, new year, we'll see what happens.
Yep.
So
He's got to prove it this year.
number 5 is Jalen Hurts.
Boo. I've got him at 4.
Four.
Though. Both you guys have him at 6. I got to stop hating on the guy. I don't know how he keeps scoring double-digit touchdowns other than the tush push.
push. It's
Maybe
not
without
gonna be
Kelsey,
going.
it's different.
And that's where I kind of dropped him.
Yep.
Is because of that, thinking, all right, this has to be the year. No Jason Kelsey. They got Saquon, so they've got a good goal line running back.
Yeah, they don't
He
have
should-
to use Hurts every time.
Yeah. Try to keep him healthy and getting less banged up so I could see him finally getting that regression as such from not having as many 1-yard rushing touchdowns, getting 6 of them a year.
I mean, I'm trying to reverse jinx here. Like last year, I said he was going to decline. He didn't. So, hey, be great, Jalen Hurts. I fucking hope you suck.
So pulls out number 1, Super Bowl.
He's got a ton of targets to throw at. 2 of the best receivers in the league.
Good
AJ
tight
Brown,
end.
Devonta Smith. Yeah, good tight end.
And now Saquon. Just ridiculous.
yeah. Yep. It is a really good offense to go with a good defense.
All right. Going on to number 6.
Got the
A-Rich.
upside of Anthony Richardson.
Me and you both sitting there have him at 5, I see.
Yep. It's the rushing. It really, that's what separates Richardson from Stroud for me, is the rushing. They're both roughly the same age. They both really, points per game were pretty similar last year. Richardson just couldn't stay healthy, but it's that rushing. He legitimately could have 1,000 yards rushing if he stays healthy.
The only issue, again, I have with him is some of his accuracy issues. I was still seeing it last year, and Granted, it wasn't a very big sample size. I mean, it seemed a little better, but again, that's the one thing that still scares me about him is his accuracy issues that he even had in college. So that's where to me, it moved CJ up because I don't have to worry about the accuracy issues.
Yeah, there's no issue with passing for CJ Stroud.
So
I'm banking on him because I got tons of Richardson and Pittman in best ball. I really hope it works out.
all right, was that number 6? So let's go on to number 7. Joey Burrow.
Yep,
Joey
You
B.
got him the highest, Andy.
I do.
Go talk about Joe Burrow.
He's a stud.
Yeah.
That's all I need to say. He's got Jamar Chase. He's got T. Higgins.
for now.
He's got them both. Until T. Higgins gets traded to Buffalo.
You're trying to will that to happen, aren't
Dude,
you?
it's gonna happen.
What if he gets traded to Minnesota
That would
for
suck.
Jefferson?
That would suck for him. No, what? Even better.
That
Straight
would
up,
be
just a
crazy.
straight up deal, just because I don't want to spend all that money on a wide receiver.
Who?
Minnesota.
Yeah, I guess they
Jefferson
get a
for T.
little
Higgins,
cheaper
so they
with
get a
Higgins.
cheaper. Yeah,
A
we'll
little
decide to go for
cheaper.
your
Not a lot cheaper, probably, though. Higgins wants to get paid, too. But yeah, Jefferson's going to get paid.
Yeah, he's going to get super contract
Yeah,
when he gets paid.
Massive.
It's Joe Burrow. It's Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
First 2 years, what happened? Super Bowl, AFC Championship.
My issues with
Been
Burrow,
hurt the other 2 years.
It doesn't matter.
lack
The
of
two that
rushing
he's played,
upside.
he's made it.
Doesn't have the rushing. That drops him for me. And there's questions about his wrist.
Yeah, that's-
they're rumors at this point. You don't know what's accurate out there anymore, but there's
I went into
rumors
this-
that his wrist could be an issue going forward.
I went into this, they're healthy, 100% healthy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's number 4 on my list.
7 for Coop, 10 for me, which makes him 7 on our list. Exactly.
Consensus 7. I put him right on the dot because you, Andy
Yeah,
at
we
4,
both-
you at 10. Puts him right in the middle.
So our 8th quarterback in a startup.
Jordan Love.
We're close on him. You both have him at 9. I got him at 7.
From a guy who hated on him last year.
Did.
Hated on him.
Did.
Now he's
But
number 7.
he proved
top
it during
10.
the year. And they put so many weapons around him.
Yeah.
Yeah, they Christian Watson, they had Jaden Reed,
Romeo
Dontavian Wicks,
Dobbs.
Romeo Dobbs, Luke Musgrave, Tucker Kraft. Then they went out and got Josh Jacobs. They drafted Marshawn Lloyd. Like, they surrounded this guy with weapons. He
Yeah.
looked good last year.
Now it's just a matter if that offensive line can hold up.
It's only 25 and a half, averaged 19, almost 19 and a half points a game last year. Yeah, if you're starting a dynasty, it's a good guy to get.
Yeah, not a bad have because you know he's going to be there. He's got the offense. He's got the weapons. So
Yeah, he looked
definitely
good.
could keep climbing, especially as long as he signs like a long-term deal.
Which,
I think
yeah, he
you see
will.
him getting bumped up to.
Like Stroud, though, he's got to prove it.
Yeah,
He hasn't done it. He only did it the 1 year, so
yeah, got to see it again.
still a year more than Anthony Richardson's done it.
Yep, that is true too.
But without that, again, the rushing is what moves just the chance for that crazy rushing upside. Otherwise, I would, as a quarterback, I would definitely take Love and Stroud over Anthony Richardson. Like, if I was starting an actual NFL team, yeah, give me one of those two.
Yeah,
Fantasy,
I'd probably take even Love over Stroud at that point, just because Love is a little bit more mobile. So, but yeah,
he's older, though. 3 years older.
well, that's because he got all that chance to learn.
Behind Rodgers. Number 10, or number 9,
Justin Herbert.
Herbert.
Boom!
You were the highest on us.
Yeah, I don't understand the hate.
I like him.
Yeah, I get that
I
he's
like
the
it,
team wants
but-
to run. I
Yeah.
get it. They're gonna run, but he's gonna be hella efficient. Because when they throw, it's gonna be less suspected. He's gonna throw to more open targets, even though they got rid of a bunch of his weapons.
That's
Herbert's a good quarterback.
the only issue that I come into is who's the fuck is he throwing the ball
Quentin Johnson.
to? Huge.
Quentin Johnson.
Or who is it? Lad McConkey was the other one that they drafted this year.
Yep, Lad McConkey.
Oh, you got
And
Palmer.
we got
Well, yeah,
Kamani, Kamani
Kamani
Vidal, Gus Edwards, J.K. Dobbins.
Josh Kelly.
receiver
fucking
with-
Isaiah
oh, yeah.
Spiller.
Receiver with Joshua Palmer and
The other guy.
Who's the third
Huge.
one? Yeah, huge Quinn Johnston. I was trying to see what I thought Herbert had a little sneaky rushing upside in him.
Not really.
Not a ton. Couple hundred yards. It looks
I
like
think
he
that's
averages.
more out of
not-
necessity. 'Cause
Not
the
huge.
offensive line was horrible last year.
I like Herbert. Long term, I think he's going to be great.
Yeah.
I do understand the Harbaugh offense not being the most fantastic for quarterbacks. I think he'll make do with the opportunities he gets. And this is a dynasty.
All right. Going on to number 10.
Uh-oh.
What'd you do?
Hold on. There.
The suspense is killing me.
Number 10.
Number 10.
Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about, Coop.
And he's at 10 because I'm at 15 on him. You guys are both at 8. So I
Yeah.
drag him down.
I like him.
He's an
still
average
young.
quarterback.
Yeah. I mean, he's only 24. And he's
In the fourth year?
going into
Well,
year
fourth
if
year,
you
and
want to
he's
count his first
24.
year with Meyer, yeah, this is year 4.
24, and this is his fourth year.
Yeah, and really, year 1 shouldn't really count against him if you think about it. So this is really year 3 of having a
He
real
had
quarterback, real
the terrible
coach.
year 1, then a pretty good year 2.
Yeah,
and
fantastic
then
one.
Just kind of a
mediocre.
I want a little bit more out of him last year. He was okay. 17 points a game. I mean, he was all right.
He started off fucking hot.
Yeah,
And
that
then he
first
just-
game,
and that
couple
fucking
touchdowns
ankle.
to Ridley or whatever. It's like, oh, here we go.
And
Here we
then
go.
ankle rolled in or
And
something,
then,
and
yeah.
then that's when it happened.
And then we never really went.
So
He is young. I'll give him that. They're putting people there to catch the ball for him.
yeah, he's still got a lot of weapons. So
I just,
We'll see.
I'm just not huge on him anymore.
all right, was that
number
10?
yep, so 11?
Number 11.
Boom!
Dakota
Nailed
Rain
it, baby.
Prescott.
That's you guys dragging him up there. I had him at 14.
Yeah, well,
I was being he's 30, almost 31.
it's after the top 10,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, I had him right at 10 just because he's still got at least a good 5-6 years, which is a good amount of time for
hope so.
Dynasty.
I got him at 10
Yeah.
because he's
It
got
may,
You can't
he
look
may
beyond
not be
that,
a cowboy, but he's still he can throw the ball around. The guy is good. He
He's
can
got
throw
CD
it.
Lamb.
So.
That's all the reason why he's at number 10. Aaron Matty probably don't make my list because he's a Cowboy.
Well, he's also got Brandon Cooks and
But he's got CD
They're
Lamb.
saying Tolbert might even take a step forward.
Oh, yeah.
Their offense, though, really is lacking for weapons. So you guys might be on with Ferguson because no Gallup. The running game's kind of iffy with Zeke, Dowdle.
Who do I got after
Could be an
Dak?
interesting year for Dak.
yeah, we'll see. I mean, but he's been usually a top 10, 15 top 12 quarterback every year. So
What was it last year? There was a
Fluke.
yeah, where he was number 2. That was a fluke.
That's probably what it was. It probably was like, it's like one of those ones that says the F on the report card and then somebody just puts a line down there and then a plus.
hey, plus.
Yeah, he was 3 last year. That second half of the year last year, he went off. He dominated the second half of the
CD
year.
Lamb went off.
So yeah, I like his upside as far as for what the years he has left in that offense.
You got about 5 years. Yeah, quarterbacks the way they're playing now.
You got at least a good 5.
At
so,
least
As
good
long as we
5.
protect him.
So
And he can run a little bit.
number
Last one, number 12,
Why do we got 3 black lights?
Jaden Daniels.
Daniels.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Jaden Daniels is the first rookie to pop up. Hater. I've got him at 11, Coop at 12, Andy at 14.
Right at that
Yeah,
cutoff.
I didn't want to be, hey, boy, you got so high. No, okay. Go ahead, look at my list.
He's got, again, I keep saying it, but he's got massive rushing upside. For fantasy, that's what you need in a quarterback is you get rushing upside. And if it comes through, you end up with a top 5 quarterback, even if his passing's not fantastic.
Well, and then also the other thing I look at is he's got Cliff Kingsbury now, who's bringing that kind of USC offense, the spread, air raid type style. So he's going to be chucking the ball around too. So he's going to have a good chance for put up a lot of points, I think, this year.
He's got some people to throw it to, too.
Yep. All right. Let's look
Next
at
one's got to
the
be
last
Caleb
two.
then, right?
What do we got? The last 2 there?
Yep. 13 and
Come on,
14 to
screen.
finish
Caleb and
off.
Kyler.
Here we go. All right.
Caleb and Kyler.
Last two.
Oh,
Turned it blacker.
Make it blacker.
Give me a second.
it's the Kyler, Caleb. I nailed them.
Good call. Yep, we got Kyler at 13, Caleb at 14. Both because of Coop. I had Kyler at 9, and Andy had him at 12. Coop had him 19.
You guys
He's
should just
young,
be happy I put
so
Caleb
much
on
rushing.
there. Just because I would have caught so much shit if I didn't put Caleb on there.
We got a hater over here at
So I
20.
was like, fine, then I'll put him all the way at 20. Fuck
One
you
of the one
guys.
person that's Kirk Cousins is not on your list.
Not
He's
as a
too
dynasty.
old.
He's way too old to be taken as like
He could have a great year, but you're at best, probably at best, you got 2
Because
out
if
of
you're
it.
going to put him on there, you got to put Aaron Rodgers on there too. And which again, you got what, a year, maybe 2 at most with Rodgers left. And so not really what you're looking for a dynasty
No.
startup.
I just want to say.
Now, if you want to take one of those guys as like your second quarterback,
No, I just
be
want him at
perfectly fine.
I don't want him at all. I want one of these other ones that
Pull
we
it
just
up.
talked about.
Pull up this other thing here.
Don't pull my
Don't pull my finger.
Pull up my pretty sheet.
pretty pony.
You look at the top quarterbacks. So you got from last year, you had Josh Allen, Hurts, Prescott, Lamar, Jordan Love. 3 of those guys are rushing quarterbacks. And Dak and Love just had fantastic years. So and they stayed healthy. That's what it takes for a pocket passer to make it up there. They have to have a really good year because they don't get that cushion. I don't know how Brock Purdy got all the way up there. That's Kyle Shanahan magic.
Because you just keep hating. You sit
Where
there
did
talking
I put
about all
Brock
that
Purdy?
hate. But yet there's Brock Purdy
22.
right there.
I got
Brocking
I
out.
got
What's
Brock
this cocking
Purdy at
out?
22.
Mahomes is down at 8. You got Purdy at 22.
22. Right underneath Bryce Young. I'd take Bryce Young first.
Let's
Oh,
see.
fuck Bryce Young. He shouldn't even be in the NFL.
I got
Cheat
Will
mode
Levis. What I put
McCaffrey.
up high was Will Levis. I put him up at 16.
I like this little sheet. All right. What should we pull up here? I'm off the screen share now.
Oh, okay. Full screen. So I was gonna say.
Well, I know what we could do.
Want to do the game?
What's your NFL rule change?
Let's call that the game.
No. That's your thing. No.
Oh yeah. I want to be here. I heard the footballers one. I think they used Saw though. And that one was like Triple H, right?
Yeah.
Or the game.
The game, Triple
Okay.
H.
Okay.
Cerebral
Go ahead.
assassin.
Introduce it, Andy.
That's just what rule change we change.
In the real NFL.
In the real NFL, not again, because we're gonna play with. Yeah, we're not doing defenses and kickers.
the real NFL. Cool.
All right.
Wait,
The
no.
one thing-
No, you go first.
Oh, I
'cause
get
you
to
went
go
first
first?
last time.
Okay, the one rule I would change would stop protecting the receivers across the middle. The quarterback throws a fucking hospital ball. I'm sorry. If you try to catch it, you're going to get laid the fuck out. Defenders have to try to stop you from catching the ball. Stop stopping defenders from defending. Go ahead.
That's literally was what I was gonna be like. You gotta allow these guys to actually hit the wide receivers because it's absolutely ridiculous. I agree with you in there. If I have to take another rule, if I gotta choose something else, I'm gonna get rid of this stupid fucking like they need to be able to review helmet headshots.
Oh, yeah.
Because if it's something where it's a graze, like I don't care unless it's like something like he rips the fucker's face mask down or forcibly something that's obviously intentional, then it's a foul. But if it's something he's trying to put his hand up, block it, and then just barely touches the helmet,
Yeah, the ticky-tack ones.
well, it's just like, no, that obviously did not interfere with anything. Stop it.
I'm with Bill Parcells on the review thing. Or he said, if we're going to do reviews, then let's review everything and get it right. If we're just going to pick and choose what we're looking at, then what's the point? I watched an NBA game the other day where there was a sideline play. Player caught the ball. Another player slapped the shit out of his arm, so he lost the ball out of bounds. And at first they called it off the defender who slapped the shit out of the dude's arm. They looked at it and they're like, oh, well, it's actually off the offensive player. even though it's obvious clearly a foul, they can't review whether there's a foul or not, just who it touched last. It's like, well, yeah, you clearly see his arm get destroyed and the ball go out because his arm is getting pulled down. Like, if you're going to review stuff, let's get it right.
Yeah.
Stop looking at something and then making a bullshit call. Like, get it right.
Yeah,
What are we
just get
doing?
it right.
We all have TV monitors. We're all watching the same shit. It's annoying when we see like, oh yeah, this is what happened. You guys are like, well, due to this technicality, we're going to call it this way. Like, get the fuck out of here. Just get it right. It was a foul. Call the foul, or fucking at least give the team the ball that got fouled.
Right.
Fucking Timberwolves are getting jobbed in this series.
Yeah, at least
and I'm
they
a
finally
Mavericks
won
fan
last
too,
night.
but Timberwolves are getting jobbed, man. Every time there's a bad call, it's against them.
Well, you're a Luka fan, not a Mavericks fan.
True, very true, and kind of a Mark Cuban fan.
Even though he sold did he sell a majority?
Oh
or?
yeah, he's like a minority owner, but he gets to run the team.
He still runs
So he gets a
everything,
whole bunch of cash in his pocket, and he still gets to do what he wants to do. Like, I'm maybe okay with that. If I bought the Cowboys and ran it for a while and made it way more profitable, like worth way more money, and then be like, hey, I want to just take all that money and have fun, but I still want to run the Cowboys. And somebody offered that to me, sweet. Give me that money. I'm still going to get to run my team, and I got pockets full of money.
Yeah, you just don't have to worry about all the other
Plus-
stuff that comes with it. So it probably frees up a lot of his time.
He knows the
honestly.
collapse is coming, so he's got all that cash to buy up cheap stuff once it collapses.
That too.
All right. What else we got?
Come on, Andy. You want to do some this or that?
I got toilet paper hung over or under roll.
Over.
Do you like to pull it
So,
from go down, or do you like the?
I used to think it didn't matter. And I heard
It does.
I heard a good description of why it can matter. Not that I'm not terrified of spiders, but as one of the footballers said,
Sounds like
pretty
it.
sure it was Jason.
Oh yeah, he's the one that's.
If you got it over and it's stuck back there, you have to reach your hand back there to get it so you can use it. Pull it through or whatever, and you don't know it's back there. So you just kind of stick your hand in the dark. Otherwise, it really don't matter. It comes
over.
off
It's gotta
good
go.
either way. I mean, that is a real debate, though. I can't believe it's a real debate. Which way does the toilet paper go?
Yeah, I always hang it over. I get so mad at my son because he always does it the other way. It's like, dude, stop it.
I always put it on under, so
Let's
it comes off
do-
under.
Let's do this one.
Monster.
Oh, this one.
Go ahead.
If you could spin
There's
it
an
up
argument
here.
at our house right now.
Oh, hold on.
Toilet seat up or down. It's like, I'll put it up every time. I have no problem doing that. Don't expect me to put it up and then put it back down when I'm done. Like, I'll do one, I'll put it up, but you got to put it down when you go to use it.
It depends.
Otherwise, put it up when you're done. Why don't you put it up when you're done if you want it up?
I just don't care. I
You
usually
ever watch
don't even move it.
Porky's, the
Even
movie Porky's?
You just sit.
no, I just pee inside. It's like
Or
target
geez,
practice.
I haven't seen it.
So there's this part in the movie where like the fucking somebody's taking a shit or something like that, and like the prank is they're putting a snake through the fucking pipe that's supposed to come up out of the toilet. So I always put the seat down. Because of that reason only.
There are areas of the country where that's not an impossibility. So.
Yeah. That's why I
Thankfully,
don't live
we
in
don't
those
live
areas. Because I would not want to go to
Walk
Porky's
in,
house
there's a
and-
spider the size of your fist on the wall.
I was little
Like,
when I
burning
seen
the
that.
house down.
So
I
don't
don't
know
care
what
about spiders that much, but a spider the size of my fist, I think I might have an issue with.
That area is now quarantined.
Let's see. Next week we're doing running backs,
sure.
top 24
I'm ready
consensus. Do some more best ball drafting here coming up too. Do another live one on the show. Hopefully we'll get a tournament one that we can do.
That'd be fun. 'Cause those are interesting. 'Cause
It's
especially
something to follow.
Yeah.
And we did that weekly winners one. That'll be kind of fun to watch. Chance to win every week.
Yep.
Still considering the eliminator.
Yeah, that one might be fun to do too. Just because where it's like, all right, you survive
Just to
in
do one
advance.
entry in it, just to see how it goes, you know,
Survive in advance
Yep.
every week. Just can't be the lowest score.
or the bottom so many.
Yeah, I think as long as
It
you're within
varies
the top
between, like,
50.
The first
Or
week it was
top
like top
50%.
10 out of 12 advanced, and then it was like a 9 out of, or like 7 out of 10 or something. And it varied each week to keep the
Numbers right.
even.
But yeah, that'll be fun because it's just something where it's like, okay, if I just stay in the top half of scoring every week, you know you got a chance.
I'm going to do the Greyhound. So that's a $35 entry, but you can only enter it one time.
Yes, he's gonna do it, folks.
And it's a fast draft only. So I've been waiting until I have some time. So I'm going to do it tonight when I can just sit there and not get distracted like at work when I
Surprised
get
you don't have it going
auto
now.
drafted.
JJ McCarthy.
Yeah, or like today. Lucky today I had no tight ends, and it was somewhat late. They auto drafted me Dalton Schultz, and it was either Komet or Otten. I think it was Komet. And I was like, okay. I didn't really want to go back to back on tight ends, but it was like rounds 12 and 13 or 13, 14, something like that. It was later. I wasn't super devastated by it. It sucks when you're at work and you get distracted. And I'm not that good at the queue yet.
Yeah, and it's hard because you never know who's gonna reach out and all of a sudden snag somebody that's like, 20 spots.
Well, yeah, you got to try to
Down.
keep enough on the queue that you know when it gets to you that there's going to be somebody left. But yeah, it is tough. You don't. Sometimes there's a run on something. You're like, oh shit, I better grab something. Been listening to JJ Zacharyason's To Be a Best Ball Bro.
What's up, bro?
His new series he does once a week. He talks to best ball pros and stuff, and they just kind of talk strategy and think through the game. It was interesting. The one today, they were talking roster construction and stacking and when it's okay to reach and stuff for players. And so like in what were they talking in like the tournament style games, you want to get that team correlations, stacks, and week 16, week 17 matchups where you got game stacks. And because you're in a tournament, you're trying to differentiate between a whole bunch of teams in a 1 week thing at the end of the year. But in these season longs that we mostly do, you're best off just going, for the most part, best available player. He said, I mean, if you're here and there, if you're 3 or 4 picks off ADP, it's not a big deal. But he said you don't want to do it all the time. It's proven throughout, all the stats or whatever, that taking best player available is almost always the right option. If somebody falls 10 or 15 picks, taking that player is almost always the right option. There's just so much value built up in that already. Whether it ends up being the right pick or not, that's
the only one that
here or
makes
there,
it
but
hard,
it's-
especially where you're seeing a lot of drop right now, is Rashee Rice, especially until
because you don't know the suspension. Actually, there was I put it in the drive. I've actually found a thing that keeps track of underdog ADP and dates, like that sheet I started.
Oh, nice.
But it keeps track of how much people are moving. So that'll be kind of fun to follow throughout the summer and just see who takes jumps and falls, and not the obvious ones like because they drive like an idiot or something, but just over
Period of time.
people listening to shows and thinking, group think and stuff moves players up and down. So it's kind of interesting to watch that.
Especially once training camps start to hit, you start to hear some of these, this guy's performing well. It's going to push a lot of people up that maybe weren't even being drafted into late round picks that people are grabbing as sleepers.
I did a bunch of best ball drafts last year, but I didn't really study it at all. So this kind of been interesting seeing how the strategies that go into the different game formats.
Tournament versus weekly versus just year long.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, because, you got to think about different ways. And that's even with like an elimination one, you got to make sure it's like, okay, you can't have any week or super bye weeks and stuff like that.
Yeah, and that elimination one, you'd have to be careful with that.
You got to make sure you don't have any bye weeks stacked. You really want to try to make sure that you have no bye weeks the same, honestly.
That's like that weekly winners one though. I was thinking one strategy like it would almost be to punt a week or two, like load
Yeah.
up your bye weeks, week 11 and week 14 or something. Just load up on those. Yeah, you're not going to win those 2 weeks, but the rest of the time you're going to be at full strength while everybody else is having their bye weeks.
Yeah. Be
Well, you're
interesting
doing like,
strategy.
what, 80 of them?
Not the weekly winners though. There's $10 a shot. I ain't rich.
The little $3 ones. The little $3 ones.
But yeah, that would be an option. I mean, just
Yeah, they
kind of
just don't-
doing like a stack like that where you just look at all the teams, like, because I think we have 2 weeks this year where there's 6 teams on bye.
Yeah.
So if you just kind of look at those 2 weeks and go, okay, if I concentrate my teams of these players and seeing just stacking those, knowing, okay, all except for these 2 weeks, I'm golden. I mean, then you just got to hope those guys all score.
I seen a
And
found a
stay
thing
healthy.
today. I put it in the best ball info folder. It's just a link to best ball ADP. But let's see if this is the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's 4for4.com /underdog/ADP. But they have a draft board. You can pull it up by date. And it's pretty sweet. It actually lays it out draft board style. So you see the first round, 12 through or 1 through 12, and then it goes on to round 2, same thing. It's kind of neat to see it laid out that way because you can sit there and be like, all right, well, if I'm pick 5, this is probably who's going to be there. And you could almost, draw a map of what you want to pick, whether they end up being there or not. It's not up to you, but you can kind of get an idea of who's going to be there in certain rounds, where you might want to reach at the end of a round or something. If you really want a guy that's going at the beginning of round 5 and you're at the end of round 4, well, if you want him, you're going to have to take him right there. Just kind of cool. Been finding all kinds of different sites that have
Yeah, just looking
stats set up like that.
because they have like that ADP from April 5th
Yep.
right now to May 29th.
And the
I was-
change.
yeah, the one I was seeing the biggest drop actually has been Kyron Williams. He was going 13.6, now at 24.5.
Yeah, if you there's like a question about his knee or some kind of issue, and then they drafted.
Corum.
Yep.
So it's just like his draft stock is plummeted.
Yeah, what you want is the red ones.
Yep.
Those are the guys that are climbing. If you click ADP change, it'll actually sort them. Like Ben Sinat's up 82 but that's pre-draft
Yeah.
versus post-draft. Most of these are going to be rookies, and then
Yeah.
Zeke,
Just because he
Tolbert.
actually signed finally.
and then the other big drops are the other side of the draft, like Michael Mayer, people who fell. I don't know why Drake May fell so much, but maybe because of the Patriots.
Yeah.
Everybody's
But at the
still
same
like
time, you don't know
Patriots,
what
Bill
the hell's gonna
Belichick.
happen,
Yeah,
like-
no one knows who the
What
Patriots
if
are
they-
right now.
What if they just come out
Rasheed Rice.
undefeated?
That's all.
So, kind of a cool site to look at stats.
It's
Four-
weird to
what'd I
see
say,
that Michael
4-4-4?
Wilson has dropped back so much.
Well, because they went and got Zay Jones,
Oh,
so they added somebody. Plus, they added Trey Benson, and
I guess. But I still don't see anybody because he's still going to be at least the 1 or 2.
well, they got Marvin Harrison.
Well, yeah. But still, he's going to be an
The
outside
2 are
receiver.
Some people are saying Zay is going to be the 2.
I'd find
I
that
like
hard.
Michael Wilson more
Yeah, I do
personally
too.
too. But, yeah. All right. So yeah, next week we'll do running backs, maybe another game, some questions, fuck around.
Find out.
Follow us on X at 605 Token Podcast, Smokers Haven.
Follow us on our OnlyFans.
Really, you guys should follow us on X though and comment. Tell us what you want on the show. Send
shoot
us
us an
funny
email.
pictures we can post of people, make fun of them.
Yeah, and I'm
Shoot us some
I'm
ideas
pretty
at
good that.
605 tokenpodcast@gmail.com if
Yep,
you want to
no, let's
email
do
us. We are willing to take ideas and we will run with them. Or if you want to shout out or make fun of somebody, let us know. We will do it live on the show.
Always, for sure. We'll definitely make fun of people.
What if it's like Mike Tyson?
As long as he's not here and he doesn't know my
He'll
address.
find you.
Yeah, he could probably find
He's
us.
Mike
I don't know if
Tyson.
I might make fun of Mike Tyson. That man scares me
No,
still.
you see that guy that did that on the airplane? Got
No,
punched in
yeah.
the face twice. No, I'll pass. I'll pass. I'll get hit
Let's
by
go
Mike
fuck
Tyson.
around and find out.
That's Black Jesus. You don't want to mess with him.
I ain't trying to do that.
All right,
All
y'all.
right, till next week.
Stay high, y'all.
Always.